Hi everybody, I'm back. I actually wanted to talk about women in trucking. I see a lot of women out here now, more than ever, and they're doing their thing. I've been in it for like 16 years. I got in it. Um, it still had women, but not a lot of women. It's always going to be I guess, a masculine industry. I think it's still so many men compared to women. Um, but I see how everybody's owning their own thing. Back in the day, before me, it really was rough for women. Um, and they just got out here and they did what they had to do. Most women was Caucasian ladies, a lot of lesbians, although I love my rainbow people, I'm not tripping. But it was more of the tomboy type. Um, Black women was out here, but not as much. I have talked to a lot of older women in their 50s and 60s now, and they explain to me how the game has changed a whole lot, but it's still the same. It's a masculine energy. Once you get in, you got to get tough skin. Like when I first started, I was pretty much the secretary type attitude, like walking around the yard. Good morning. How you doing? Like, you want me to bring donuts? And then, people start trying you and testing you. Once I realized this is the streets out here, trucking is just nothing but the streets. A lot of people from off the streets, trailer parks, the hood, they came in and found a decent job that pays really good money. Since, you may not have a degree. Some people have a degree. I ran across lawyers and doctors. They just wanted to be in the truck and just have freedom. But with women, it's funny. Once I got in it, I just didn't want trucking to take my femininity. I still wanted to be girly. I was a hairdresser once before. I love beauty. And I was like, I'm not supposed to look like them. And when I say them, I'm talking about the men. So I just kept myself up. Braids is really, really helpful, especially out there on that road. We didn't have these wigs, and we had wigs, but you could tell they was wigs. But we didn't have them like how they have them with the high definition parts and stuff. You just put it on and just go and do that load. But nowadays, I mean, they look like Barbies out here. I just kind of kept my same look. Like if I was going to Marshalls, or if I was going to like you know I guess going out to eat afterwards, that's how I dressed, but with FRs on. I think only one time I wore heels and drove a truck, but that was I wanted that. That was like, I thought it was so sexy. I was like, I wonder how I feel driving with, 4-inch heels and driving an 18-wheeler. So I think that was my fix. I just wanted to do it. And I did it. And they was red heels too. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, I kept my femininity. Um, I had a trainer, a white lady. She was older, and she told me from the get. She was like, you know what? We out here. We gotta do our job, and you have to pick up those hoses. You got to unload. It's sweaty out there sometimes. Things don't open or fit, and you have to have a little bit more muscle than what we have. So she told me from the get, like, keep your lipstick on. Keep your lip gloss on, because you never know if somebody don't mind helping you. And you just hope that they'll help you, because you have two types of men out here. It's one that will be like, hey, I respect that. She's trying to make her money. She's trying to be independent and she's trying to make her money. Then you got the other one, straight pervert. All he sees is you supposed to be barefooted in the kitchen, pregnant. And he shows it through his conversation or his look. And so you just have to pick which one. You could tell though. You could tell somebody is just like, oh, I want you to win, because you're out here, and like I said, you might come across a hose that's too heavy, or you might have lightly spilled something. The operator won't just be so harsh on you. He won't be, like treating you bad or wanting to write you up or whatever, or making it a big issue. He was pretty much, they happy that you there, because outside of, if a woman not in the plant, they gonna feel like they in jail. You know, a bunch of men all day. So they like to, you know, kind of glance at a woman, you know, not disrespectful, but thanks a woman here, you know, because they feel like they in jail or prison. You know, we smell good, you know, that helps a whole lot. So he don't mind at all. And a lot of them, I have never been disrespected, never been really approached, because people that you work with or you go in these plants, these people making, you know, 6 figures. They're not gonna risk, you know, saying something perverted or saying something, you know, out of pocket, just because, you know, they carry themselves well because they have a lot to lose. And you have to be around people like that has a lot to lose, that's respectful, you know. But you do have your jerks, you know. I think the worstest thing that somebody told me is pretty much, no, it's 2 things that I thought was really, really fucked up. One guy was like, oh my God, they need to make a calendar with nothing but women truckers. I was like, a calendar? Okay. And I was like, well, I feel the same way about a man. You need to get up there with your F on, with your chest out, with your bad built ass. You know, it's like, so, you know, you laugh it off, because I'm like, okay, if that's your best joke, you stick to trucking. I think the other one was, I was arguing. Somebody was saying something about my truck or whatever and giving me a hard time. And I was like, look, you need to, you know, pretty much get out of my face. I'm like, because I'm trying to work and I'm doing a job just like you. And so I mentioned, I was like, I could be in a strip club somewhere, but I choose to drive and make money this way. And he said, you'll do better in the strip club. I was like, the nerve. But I didn't think about it. I was like, you probably got a point, but I can't twerk. I try to twerk, but not like that. You know, I have to have some liquid courage, and I still don't twerk like that. Not to be on no pole. So anyway, I'm sorry, my ADHD kicked in. So pretty much that's, you know, that talk crazy shit like that, and you talk back to them, and you talk just as crazy, you know. Nothing disrespectful, you know. I had to kind of get out of my feelings and be like, oh my God, you heard what he said. It's straight streets out here. So you have to talk to them just as crazy, or let them know I'm not the one. I'm not her. You know, and some stuff, I ain't gonna lie, it'd be funny, but I don't let them know that. Because if they hit that joke, they'll hit another joke tomorrow. That's just how men, you know, that's how men work. And sometimes, I ain't gonna lie, we as women, we joke, and our jokes is for real. Because men tend to not understand that we really talk. We really run it. Like, we start talking about how tall, how short, what color. We detail oriented. So I think women talk way loose than men, you know. But you just don't do that. That's not your crowd to do that. That's like at the beauty shop, or you're hanging with your sister or somebody like that. But when it comes to work or whatever, you kind of limit yourself. It's fun. You have to make it fun, because you here, and you more here than at home. You know what I'm saying? Speaking of which, being a woman and a truck driver and home, your kids. I think that's the worst thing ever. That's what hurts me the worst. Other than that, truck driving to be absolutely perfect, because I'm freestyling. You get to roam around, you get to drive, connect with different people. Every day is not the same day. You know what I'm saying? And it's like you getting paid to travel. But when it comes to those kids and home, that's what breaks you down, especially as a woman, especially if you're a really, really nurturing woman. You know, it is hard, and I have a lot of mommy guilt. I usually kind of like, when I'm home, what y'all want, you know, anything they want, which is messing them up even worse. But I just have a lot of mommy guilt. I try to keep them busy. I try to keep them positive. I let them know, hey, you don't want to be out outside working. You don't want to work in the heat. You know, it's a job that I chose because I wanted the quick way. I wanted the quick money. So I do let them know that, you know, but I am blessed that I'm not the average baby mama. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really can take care of me and my kids and give them a decent lifestyle. You know, a decent lifestyle. Like, I'm not wanting for nothing. I don't have to beg, plead, you know. So that's the only thing as far as a woman, because it hurts. It hurts that you really could be making 6 figures, but your children ain't gonna call you mama. Somebody, they gonna be calling somebody else mama. You know what I'm saying? So you have to pick your choice. Most women I have came across, older women, they through with their kids. They getting out here and making their money. But for people that is younger, I'm not younger. I did it late. So I got in the truck, made some money, and then got pregnant. So I'm like looking like it took some adjusting, you know, because local to me doesn't pay like over the road or getting certain contracts, you know what I'm saying? Or owning your own truck and then having kids. Some people can do it. I just know these kids gonna always need, and that truck gonna always need. And I don't have nothing to fall back on. If you have something to fall back on, then go for it, you know. Just because you're a chef don't mean you can cook. But trucking to me, once you get under a company and you learn the ropes, and they pretty much teaching you how to be an owner and operator. It's just getting out there, you know, taking a risk. It's a risk. You know, you could get a new truck and it'll break down, and you can get an old truck and it'll break down. So it's just taking a risk, praying, and going out there and making your dreams come true. But it's also other entities in trucking that you can also make the same amount of money. And after a while, you do get tired of it, especially if trucking is physical. Like I'm pretty much always been in tankers. It's physical. You really have to get out there, touch them hoses, touch that arm, you know, drop that gas, whatever you may have to do, compared to maybe port or dry van. It's not as much physical. So, you know, you have to get on top of your trailer with a tanker. You have to, you know, do different stuff physically that you normally wouldn't have to do. So that's another thing. So since you're physical and you out here like wrestling with hoses, by the time you get home, you don't be want to wrestle with kids or wrestle with a man. And it does affect, you know, what you need to do as far as being a wife at home. You know, like you get home and then now you tired. Like okay, he's like, you get on top, or no, you get on top. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm tired. You did 12 hours, I did 12 hours too. You know, it'd be like that. Like, no, I'm tired. You know, but do you supposed to say you tired? You know, and I don't even know how I sleep anymore. I don't know if I snore or stretch out or be under the bed. You know, I cannot sleep pretty no more. If you're doing like 61, 62 hours, I get over the road. To me, at least you do get, you can control your breaks. To me, 10 hours, maybe sometimes you stuck somewhere and you can get a solid 14 hours, and that's for you. But when you local and you off the clock, you at your other job. You know, you got to cook, you got to see to the kids, you got to see to your husband. So it's just round the clock. You really getting probably 7 to 6 hours compared to somebody that's over the road. So I think that's a win-win for some certain people if they can do it. Because locally it's just hustle and bustle. It's hustle and bustle. Over the road is your own pace. Because you know I always say, don't let them people run your truck. Don't let nobody drive your truck. They cannot rush you. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, like, as soon as they tell you it need to be there, you jumping over traffic and everything. You get there and the people ain't even ready for you. You talking about mad. So anyway, with women, you always have to have everything in your truck. You know when they say bag lady, straight up bag lady. Everything, because if not, you gonna spend that money. I mean, you're gonna have to stop at these truck stops. These truck stops are double and triple the price because they know we need it. You know, you way from home, so you know you need it. So like tampons or lotion, shampoo, have all that stuff with you. Like have, I mean, a whole bag just for you. I love my Bog bag. I love it. It fits everything I possibly need. I have tried everything, duffel bag, suitcase, whatever. But just locally, my Bog bag has everything. My blanket, I have all my women needs, my perfumes, my lip glosses. I have extra deodorant because sometimes I'll just run out the house and I'll be like, did I put deodorant? So I always have, like, you know, some deodorant or something on like that. You always have to have all your extra stuff. Extra shirts. Because I have noticed sometimes I get off work and got to go right there to the people's school. And now I'm looking like I done wrestled all day on the floor. So always have your nice clean shirt. And of course, you know, them guys, they do like them uniforms. You do look cute in them. So have yourself, you know, nice and neat or whatever. Now over the road, these sisters now, I love it. I love us. They have Nike Pro tights on, Nikes, t-shirt, hair, I mean together. You know what I'm saying? Lashes, all of that. I'm like, look at her. You know, I usually wear jeans. I used to always be like jeans, a t-shirt, but a fitting t-shirt, like an Old Navy t-shirt. I had just bought a bunch of them. Old Navy t-shirts, some jeans, like a bunch of jeans, and I wear my cowboy boots. I just love cowboy boots. I think they're the most convenient, sexiest thing you could get in, and they're comfortable. So pretty much with chemicals, they want you to wear steel toe boots. I have my steel toe, but I wear cowboy boots because they feel like house slippers. They don't bother your feet. When you get in those steel toe boots, they will mess your feet up. So be careful about that. Get your manicures and pedicures. You know, keep yourself up, but make sure you take care of your feet because you only get one pair. Okay, so the steel toe boots, when you can get out them bad boys, get out of them because they will mess you up. All the top of your feet will be black. You know, you cramp up, you got corns, and then now it's time for you to go downtown with your cute dress on and your feet not right. So that's why I say have an alternate. Like some of them chicks I see with their Nikes. I had my little Nike tennis shoes or whatever. I just didn't like it because the fifth wheel and the fifth wheel grease, if you ever get that in anything, it's not coming out. So you know about these $200 Nikes, that fifth wheel grease is not coming out. I don't care how you scrub it, how much you wash it. So I just noticed not to wear my good stuff out here. I done had my Fashion Nova jeans on and they got fifth wheel in it and almost died. And I couldn't be mad at nobody but myself, you know, because I'm like, I know better. And I don't know where the fifth wheel grease come from, but once it's touched on that glove and transferred, it's over with. You know, so that's why I say good pair of cowboy boots or whatever boots you think, you know, fit the, you know, your style. I also do cowboy boots because I can slide in the plants with them. Not too many people just walking around asking, although, do you have steel toe? Nobody ain't just checking your toe to see if it's if it's steel toe. I notice sometimes they be like, nice boots, and I don't say nothing. I don't say anything. I do like those muck boots in the wintertime. They are steel toe. They thick, and they are they good for the rain, the storm, any kind of weather that they are good, but they are heavy. They heavy. But yeah, I wear my cowboy boots, honey, and start shifting gears. So being a woman, you find your style, your thing, you know, because you want to be feminine too. It's no need of trying to. I'm telling you, a couple of years I tried to cover myself up, wear big clothes. They don't care. They don't care. You could wear a nun dress. If they see a pretty woman, it is. You can't hide it. All you can do is just, you know, own it and walk with dignity and respect. That, you know, I usually call it like, you know how the police women face, the resting bitch face. That's how I normally be walking around, like the short man's syndrome. and they don't mess with you. But you know, you still can be kind, you could be nice. You really get a lot. You really get a lot just for being out here and trying. Because we're not stronger. We have to use our legs instead of our arms for different things. We have to use different equipment to make things work. And we take more time because we, you know, it's not just gonna twist, you know, twist or pop in. So we take more time. And take your time. I have never tried to compete against a man. If I compete against a man, I'm gonna hurt myself. I'm gonna hurt myself. I'm not even built like that. So why even do it? You know, it's unfair. You out here, you do it your way, you do it the safest way you possibly can, and you do it to take care of your back, so you can go twerk. If you know that night you ain't tired, you know, you take care of your back, you take care of your legs, you do what you have to do to get home safe and sound. So don't be trying to race. Don't be trying to. You don't have to prove no points. When I first got in here, I thought I had to prove all the points that I possibly have, you know, to show people that I'm here. And I learned backing. I made sure of that because look, ain't nobody gonna drive my truck. So I learned backing. I learned how to float. I learned how to unload. Do whatever you have to do. Master it until you get it so you can be independent for yourself. Then if you need help, it is some very nice gentlemen that you work with, or you going to shippers or consignees, they will help you. Because guess what? They want this load. They want it. So that's another thing. As a woman, you could sit up there and play with it and play with it and hit it and beat it. After a while, somebody, cavalry is coming. Because after a while, it's time for them to go. Or it's too hot out here, so they ready to sit down in the air. So they want that load. So you can play that too. And don't be ashamed. Because I'm telling you, we as women, we're doing very good. Especially in trucking. It's places I went and it was like, you drive like a man. Some places, they tell me that the man can't even back in. They can't even back in. They're not going to tell you that though. They're not going to tell you that. And it's okay. Nobody's in competition. But don't fuck with me. Don't make me feel like I'm incompetent. And it's a lot of men that do that. They will get out here, they truckers, they'll mess with you, make you feel like you slow or you incompetent. And then they go down the street and can't even back up. Right? Or they left their paperwork somewhere. You do what you have to do to survive. It may not be pretty, but it's trucking. And I always say, if I had 9 good days out the month that was smooth sailing and perfect, and I'm not cussing, I would take them 9 days. Because trucking is so unpredictable. The people that is in the industry, they ghetto, they hood, they uneducated, and just found the hustle. So you dealing with people like that. You dealing with your cousins. Your cousins, treat them like them people in the office. Them people got by the grace of God. And so if you think they unorganized and scratching their head in their ass, sometimes they are. Because they learn it as they go as well. You understand what I'm saying? They learn it as they go as well. Everybody just found the career to provide, and you ain't got to stand up there at Walmart. Which I'm not saying Walmart ain't no good job. I'm not saying that. But everybody can't work at Walmart. I couldn't. I think I'd be fired the next day. I couldn't work at Walmart. But everybody, it's something for everyone. Everyone. I just love to drive. And you got to be a little psycho too. You got to be a little thrown off. I just love to drive. You learn how to drive, and then you pick which trailer you're going to pull. So, with that being said, don't be hard on yourself. As a woman, you just push through. It's going to be weird at first because you're adjusting, your family adjusting. Everybody's adjusting to this new schedule because trucking is very consuming. So, it's like you learning how to not let trucking take all your life, because you still have another life with beautiful people and people you love, and they can't go without either. They cannot be without your attention and your love. Because trucking will suck you in. You have to know when. It's both ways. With a woman, when you get in this truck, you pretty much got to let everything go. You can't be stressed out, and you can't bring your problems behind this wheel. Every time you bring the problems behind this wheel, you're going to fuck up. You're going to mess up. Every time. Because this is a job you have to be focused. You have to be focused. Because our mistakes is not, oh my God, I forgot the fax paper. I forgot it on the machine, on the copier. That's not our mistakes. Our mistakes will mess up something, or will blow something up, or will kill somebody. And so that's a lot of pressure, and nobody understand how stressful it could be. So if you already got problems, you argue with him, the children ain't acting right, and then you get in this truck on top of all of that. Every time I didn't let go and leave my problems right there outside this door, I jacked it up. Hot mess. It was just God that it wasn't so bad that I lost my job or lost my life. But I have noticed the times, maybe cross dropped, you know what I'm saying, or legs still, I ain't bring up the legs just dragging. I'm just tearing the people trailer up. One time I'm at Flying J, I'm fueling and took off with the people nozzle. I'm talking about 5150. I mean, you here, but your head is at your house. Like your head and your heart is at your house. So the only thing I can tell you when it's like that, it starts snowballing. All you can do is just calm down, let that go, and when you got this truck, you handle it. Whoever you got to get together, then that's when you do it. Because trucking, I'm telling you, you have to be focused. You got to just be focused. And I'm sorry, I'm sweating because that's another thing. In the plants, they mainly want you to cut the truck off. They don't care if it's 101 degrees out here. They want you to cut the truck off. So you just cooking in here. You have a fan, but it's only blowing like hot air. So that's the point of, chemicals. That's another thing I don't like. Some plants have a driver's room, or either they let you run your truck. I love those. But some places, they just say, cut the truck off. Give me the keys. I'm like, dog, So with that being said, you just keep on pushing through. You make it yours. You find your thing out of it and make it yours. If you want to be an operator, you can do that. If you want to be company driver, whatever you need to be. But just, I guess, balancing mommy and wife or girlfriend with trucking, because the truck want attention too. The truck want attention, so you just have to learn how to master both. Even if you have to pull over, sometimes I pull over, they be like calling like, look at this. I'm like, what? I pull over, they showing me a sock. I'm like, I'm trying to get somewhere, so, but that's the part of it. You have to have a support system, a village. I didn't have a big family, so what I did was you pay for your village. Keep your kids in different activities, keep them around positive people, and you just make sure you can get home as soon as you can. But as a mom, as a trucker, as a female, it's not a bad job. It's not a bad job. It's just you have to find which one, what works for you. If it's the van, if it's the port, if it's tankers, chemicals, you have to find what works for you. I mean, dump trucks, whatever, because transportation is forever. I think they need still 1 million drivers in 2030, by 2030, 1 million drivers. So it's nonstop. They're gonna need drivers no matter what they say. They're gonna need. We're not gonna be slow forever. It's always drops and it goes back down. Everything is politics. You get the wrong person or you get the wrong people in the White House, then that lets you know how the whole market, how everything is going to be regardless. And it does. It affects trucking just as well. So it's slow right now for some, but it will pick up. It will get organized. You know what I'm saying? because it just does that. Like, it's on and off. With trucking, when it's good, you better get it. And when it's bad, you just have to ride with it. It's like a roller coaster. It's up and down. It fluctuates. Unless you have something really, really consistent or a dedicated load. But it is up and down. It's not consistent. That's what a lot of people don't tell you. People be like, "Oh, I made $8,000 this week." Okay, and the person might be out of work for like 8 days next week. So it's not consistent. You get in it and you make it work for you. So that's just me. It was on my mind, and I was like, let me talk to my ladies. I love trucking. I always did. Once I got into it, I just took off and ran with it. But I like to also get in other divisions and other, I guess, the logistic part of trucking one day. Because I don't want to be old climbing into no truck. My knees already hurting. Well, it's getting dark, and I see that you can't even really see me no more. Well, I think I'm going to end it there. And you have a blessed day. And hopefully I, brought some light and kind of dropped a few gems. And just come see me again. Bye.